Hey guys. Well, didn't really feel like going live tonight, but I said I would. So, here we are. Uh Been dealing with the press all day, and I don't really know if I'm going to say anything profound here tonight. Um Let me start by thanking some people. I want to thank Dr. Richard Bonifiglia because he is one of U of M's own, and he came to fight for Bobby. So thank you for that, Doctor. And with Dr. Bonifiglia, I did say in court today that he's licensed in Michigan. He is head of the U of M Alumni Association for the medical school. He's testified in countless trials, and he was ready to give Bobby a second opinion. And sadly, his opinion, along with Dr. Duty and along with Dr. Paul Bryce, none of that carried weight today, unfortunately. There's a lot of medical professionals who felt Bobby was still alive. So thank you, Dr. Bonifiglia, for putting it on the line. Took a lot of courage. I want to thank Bobby Schindler for all you're doing with the Terry Schiavo Foundation. It was your sister, and I know this is a near and dear situation to you. You fought like hell, and it's kind of tragic that U of M tried to arrest you today for delivering an information, and I'll talk more about that a little bit. I want to thank Olivia Summers and Eric Zimmerman, the lawyers from the American Center for Law and Justice, and we tried to work as a team. Thank you for that. I want to thank Christine. She was a warrior throughout this whole process. She was there as the child was passing away, and she provided a lot of comfort to the family. Alexander Snyder's a great lawyer, and she did a lot on this matter. And Carrie Perez, you're a friend for life. You kicked a lot of ass, and you did not sleep during this process, and how you tried so hard to find this child a second opinion. Yeah, you're a hero of mine. So, today, it was ruled that jurisdiction was not proper in the circuit court, and because of that, the case was dismissed. And we knew this was an issue from the door. We didn't file in the wrong court. I'm not going to bash another lawyer right now, but there was a misfiling. Let's just leave it at that. We tried to fix this. One of the things that U of M said was that we had weeks to correct this, and that's not actually true, so let's clear that up right now. So I've said this to many media members tonight. When we tried to correct it initially, U of M was going to move to dismiss this matter. And if I was in a procedural war with them at that juncture, Bobby would have been dead then. So it wasn't like people were sitting on their hands. My first conversation with the lawyers from U of M was that this was not properly filed by another lawyer. They were going to move to dismiss it then, but let's try to work together. And there was countless hours negotiating with U of M. Obviously, law won over emotion today. I guess one of the things that really pisses me off is we tried to file an appeal at the Court of Claims today. Now, in filing that, you have to file it in Lansing, and we're in Ann Arbor. So what we did, Eric Zimmerman, Olivia Summers, and myself, was we called the Court of Claims. And we said we need to file this. And they said, you can't file it via fax or email. We told them that this child's going to die at 12:38 if we don't get this filed. Please let us file it. And they cared more about procedure than saving Bobby's life. They wouldn't let us do it. At that point, we contacted about 20 lawyers in the Lansing area to try to run it down there. And in doing that, Everybody was either in a different court, they were at lunch, wrong place, wrong time, and we couldn't get anybody down there. What we did at that point was we drove to Lansing. Nick Sanderson, my right hand, and Eric Zimmerman drove to Lansing, about 100 miles an hour on the highway, to get it to the Court of Claims. I called the Court of Claims, as did Olivia Summers, and said, we're filing this. I contacted the lawyers from U of M, at which point the lawyers at U of M told me that Bobby had died already. Now, you could say that was a lie, but in their mind he was dead. But the reality was he still had some life at that juncture. So we were all devastated, and then Bobby Schindler called me up a few minutes later and said he's not dead yet. So now we went back to trying to file this thing, and when I called the court to tell them what was being filed, they gave me a lot of grief. And they argued with Eric Zimmerman for about 30 to 50 minutes till they finally got it in Judge Kelly's hands, at which time Bobby Reyes was gone. He was dead at that point. Now, why did the Court of Claims do what they did? Your guess is as good as mine. I never had a situation like that when I'm trying to file a motion where a court refused to take a credit card, refused to take a check over the phone, and then when the lawyer got there in person, we paid $175 with a check that they never handed to the judge until after the child had passed. There's a lot of thoughts going on there. When I got to U of M today, after Bobby had passed, I was greeted by 10 members of their staff and a lot of police officers, and they wanted Sarah to sign some documentation, and the reality is we're not going to let U of M do an autopsy on this kid. That'll be done at the private funeral home, and there was some argument about that. I had to calm some situations down, and then the media was there, and it's just been a day from hell. I don't really know what else to say at this point. I wish I could make things better for Sarah, Jose, and their family, and I can't. I don't think this child's life should have been lost over a procedural error. And I don't know if we would have found an institution that would have been able to save Bobby, but we sure as hell should have been given the chance to do so. That's where we're at. So, again, Christine, Carrie, Alexander, Bobby Schindler, Dr. Bonifiglio, Kim Russell, who did an amazing job covering this, and had a lot of good experience with Kim. She's a great journalist, and she was fair throughout the whole process. I want to thank everyone that supported this process, everybody that supported Bobby and his family. I wish I could say something to make you guys feel better. I really don't feel like dealing with the camera tonight, but I did feel I owed it to you guys because I did say I would give a statement. The one thing that's really going to anger me a lot is while we were trying to get that order in to the Court of Claims, getting all the grief from the Court of Claims, I contacted U of M's lawyers. And I pleaded with them, and there's timestamps on everything. We're trying to file this. We're getting met with resistance. It's amazing, this whole thing. I'm sure I don't sound that intelligent tonight. It's been an emotionally draining day. And I really wish I could say something to make this family and you guys feel better, but I can't. And that's where we're at. One question that's coming up here is about Bobby Schindler. Bobby Schindler, who's head of the Terry Schiavo Foundation and is maybe the top pro-life speaker in the country. One of the issues that he had today was when him and I were on the phone communicating with each other, and I showed him the motion that was filed. He said it to the doctor, and the doctor almost had him arrested. I don't know. Things just don't add up here. They really don't. And despite my differences with U of M, I hope that there was no ulterior motive. I really hope it was just Bobby's time to go be with the Lord. That's what I hope. But I don't know. I don't have the answer. Alright. Stay strong, guys. I'm out.